Hi, welcome to Main Street Macro. I'm Mila Richardson. And every week I work with a team of really incredible people in various locations to bring you this recording. And in fact, remote work is nothing new. We've been doing it for a really long time. But since the pandemic, it's been normalized, and the phenomenon is really being accelerated to a whole new level. And while a lot of companies and workers are really still talking about hybrid work and how often to get come to the office, we think that ADP data studying fully remote work will have a greater impact on both the economy and the geography of hiring in the future. So, in the first of three articles led by research fellow Issy Roman, we take a deep look into fully remote work and we find three key findings that are shaping the future. Finding number one, cross metro work has skyrocketed during the pandemic. Now, we define a cross metro worker as someone who works in a different metro area than their manager. So, for example, if you work in Indianapolis, Indiana, and your manager works in Los Angeles, California, well, that makes you a cross metro worker. Congratulations. And the incidence of cross metro work really rose over the last 4 years. In fact, on the eve of the pandemic in February 2020, the share of cross metro workers was about 22%. Fast forward to June of 2023, it's now over 31%. Now, the second key finding that we're looking at is the wage premium of cross metro workers has gotten smaller over time. Now, you may not believe this, but cross metro workers originally were making actually more than their locally positioned colleagues, those that were very close to the office. Why, you ask? Well, the reason is because these workers tended to be a little older, a little more experienced, and so they garnered about a percentage point premium in wages compared to their teammates. Well, since the pandemic, that gap has actually shifted and become a lot smaller. And that's really because younger workers are now working more remotely. It's not just the older, more experienced, tenured workers there that are working in different locations than their bosses. It's younger workers as well, which leads us to the third key finding of this new study is that younger workers are leading the charge in terms of who is the fully remote worker. Now, you look at this demographic, more than half of cross metro workers are under 45. But the biggest increase, the biggest jump that we saw in terms of the share of cross metro workers came from the age cohort of 25 to 35. So, since this is a young trend, we can expect it to have legs because these young workers have had the option to work fully remotely much more prevalently than we've ever seen of any cohort before. And this may be a trend that they expect in the future. Well, there's a lot to unpack here with fully remote work and the impact on the economy. Luckily, we will be watching this trend closely and providing two more reports on the impact of fully remote work. So, to keep track of the study and to really stay up to date on all the workforce trends that we track here at the Research Institute, check out adpri.org.